and welcome to the first ever Fernandez Cup pre-show here on Roblox Televisión Española. And we are here at Autodromo De Elfernandez with me, your host, El Fernandez, at, well, what is a start of a brand new series and a brand new season of, well, Formula One cars going around the circuit. But let me tell you a bit more about the Fernandez Cup. The Fernandez Cup is a series where drivers will get a stock F1 car, where they will be able to apply new aero techniques and all sorts of other cool gizmos. Each car comes with a DRS boost and a pit limiter as standard. It is up to the teams to make their cars faster. Here is the Lotus International team with their Repsol-dominated livery, even though I actually don't see one Repsol logo on the thing. Well, it's probably on the nose, I can't really see very well. And that's forwarded by Lotus 128 as team owner, and teammate Nick No has not actually arrived at track. We've been hearing some car troubles, especially with the DRS on the number 2 Lotus car, the number 7 actually. Anyway, moving on to the Touring Pro Series team, the TBS team, which is ironically named because it's not touring cars, it's F1 cars. This team is managed and raced by Mugen with teammate Mr. 33, which we all know from WEC. Watch out for them. I mean, they haven't done much testing, but, you know, sandbagging is one of those things that teams like to do. This is the Trip Racing, the only team on the grid to forward a platypus-style front, well, nose, and that team consists of a absent Monty Max and a Spazzy Pingu, who is also the team leader. We now move on to what has been controversial in pre-season but has been sorted out now, and that's Super GP with driver and team owner Sam Stemo, and his second driver is actually Scoreboard, which you may recognize from the Lotus International Racing Series from International Formula Lotus, the Formula Fords of the LERS community, which will be getting a massive upgrade hopefully next season. Scene of new cars. Moving on to Jordan, which is a solo team run by Kellen Bryce. Kellen not here. I don't think he will attend the race today. He's had a bit of issues at the circuit, the car not exactly up to his liking. And then we move to our last team, which is Angry Bird Racing, which is managed and created by a skilled F1 racer and is forwarded by Scott Nodjon and last-minute replacement Dusty Racer after Lukita Bukita had to pull out due to reasons that he hasn't explained, but it doesn't matter. Interesting McLaren look. Interesting fact, this is actually the Lotus Junior team, as it were. They've collaborated with Lotus on the other side of the paddock, and it's kind of like a Red Bull Toro Rosso relationship between the two of them, sharing technologies and whatnot. But you can tell the difference. I think we had a look at both the front and the rear wing of that car, and it looks completely different from the Lotus car. So that is your rundown of the teams, and now we're going to have a look at a track guide around Autodromo De Elfernandez. So I'm going to teleport my way around here, and we get to turn 1, which is a swooping left-hander, very much like the second corner at Catalunya, or the first corner at Abu Dhabi, just with less walls. Runoff has been placed because many drivers have been going off. We now come into the chicane, which has a new gravel trap and has had the runoff taken off it because too many people were just cutting in pre-season, so it serves them right if they go off. Another warning for drivers is that they should be aware of this orange anti-cut. It's very easy to beach. This hairpin is followed, well, I wouldn't say it's followed, it's kind of like attached as I demonstrate there on screen. That it's kind of like one whole corner, Next is the left-hander, and reminds me a lot of the left-hander before the Wellington Straight at Silverstone. I don't think it's as tight as the one at Silverstone, but it does remind me a lot. Drivers have been definitely struggling at this hairpin, which hasn't got a name, nor does many other corners on this track, but it has been catching out a lot of people due to the lack of runoff at the end of it and just the heavy braking. Next comes the hard-to-explain left-hander. It's got a very late apex corner, but can be taken in so many different ways. The reason why I say it's very tricky because it's very easy to understeer this corner. Very much the like of the Catalunya turn 3 where, well, it's not as long as it, but it's very easy to drift wide onto, well, that runoff there, which can save you, or the gravel track, which won't, obviously. Down the straight and into the reverse parabolica, because it is an identical remake of the parabolica, just backwards, as it were. It gets tighter rather than looser. And that leads us on to the DRS activation detections, actually before the reverse parabolica. Head down the straight, and that is your lap guide. So, the stage is set, the drivers are ready, qualifying's around the corner. It's going to be one of those seasons where anything can happen with stock cars, and we'll see who has built the right car. Well, until the race, this is